Get the inside line on who's fast and who's last before setting your NASCAR fantasy race lineup this weekend. This is the Inside Line, presented by Hercules Tires and Grunt Style Apparel. Now, here are your fantasy pros, Robbie Mays and Tyler Burnett.
Welcome to the Inside Line Fantasy Racing Show, presented by Hercules Tires. He's the quitter. I'm Tyler Burnett. And I noticed I was quite fat in that intro. Well, you for you noticed.
We didn't miss a meal.
We're going to Texas this week. Are you excited about it or what?
I'm very excited about going to Texas Motor Speedway. Love that racetrack. It's wide open. It's fast. We've had some different winners there over the last couple of years. Some drivers who, I think there are a lot of drivers who were really happy that we had the off week last week. Because there are a lot of drivers, Tyler, who have struggled this year. I also think there are a lot of drivers who are not happy we had the off week last week. Guys like Kyle Busch, who have been like finishing second forever. I think I'm thinking Kyle's going to go out there this weekend and potentially whip him a little bit.
You think?
I think he could.
Well, I'll give you a couple names.
I think he's going to be good this weekend.
There. Jimmy Johnson could be one of those guys. The problem is they've struggled this year.
They have.
But in the history of this racetrack, Jimmy Johnson is the best ever.
What's he got, like 7 wins here?
Yes, 7 wins, 598 total laps led.
Yeah.
An average rating, a driver rating of 105.5.
Yeah, and his average finish, his career average finish is 8.8. He's pretty good. I think people might be chasing him this weekend, kind of like you're chasing Rango. We got video. What's Tyler look like when he's chasing Rango?
Yeah, well, I'd rather eat it than chase it. It ain't very mature, but if you say
well,
so.
neither are you very mature. Now listen, get this thing.
A fighter ain't a farmer.
Come on, go on and get him. Get him. Come on, what's the matter with you? Get him. Pick him up. Pick him up.
Here, right ahead on the head of it. Here, right ahead on the chicken walk. I right ahead on the chicken walk. I right ahead on the chicken walk. Here, right ahead on the chicken walk. I right ahead on the chicken walk. Right ahead on the chicken walk. Here, right ahead on the chicken walk. Here, right ahead on the chicken walk.
I feel like a Kentucky Fried Idiot.
Break, but I'm definitely sure I'm ahead of you in the points.
Whatever.
So that should have been you.
Tell us what's happening on the show today.
Coming up on the show today, I'm extremely excited to have Ty Dillon. We're extremely excited to have Ty Dillon come on the show today. He hasn't been on the show. He's a huge fantasy player. He plays all sorts of fantasy sports, football, basketball, baseball, everything. But we're going to bring him on and talk about some fantasy NASCAR. What else are we doing today?
Well, let's see. We're going to play some Sideswipe. We'll probably play Under a Rock. What Grinds My Gears. All sorts of stuff.
Did someone say this was your last show today? I forget.
This is my last show today.
Is it?
Yes.
Tell us why.
So I have been hired by a team in the NASCAR. Yeah, turn your phone off. Turn your phone off, Kevin. I have accepted a job at Junior Motorsports, so I will be. Today's my last day at MRN. It's my last time on Inside the Lines, and I'll be starting up there on Monday. Inside the Lines. I still don't know the name of the show. I've been on the show for 6 years, and I don't know what the name of it is yet. So, yeah, I'm very excited about the new opportunity. I'm sad to be leaving MRN. I'm happy not to have to sit next to you every week anymore. But I'm looking forward to it. It's been a fun ride here the last 8 years. And my family drove up to witness the last show today, and they're going to be extremely disappointed by what they see in person. So it's going to be good.
Yeah, well, we're going to have his dad and his sister on the show later on. We'll have some other guests probably join us. But after the break, we're going to play Sideswipe. Then we're going to talk to Ty Dillon. This is the Inside Line Fantasy Racing Show presented by Hercules Tires.
If your wiper blades are worn and streaking, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and save $8 instantly on a pair of Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. Improve visibility and save money with Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. Plus, take advantage of our free wiper blade installation. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Grunt style. The American fighting spirit is in everything we make. We are 500 patriots and veterans strong, bringing clothing manufacturing back to the United States of America. Always moving forward, never retreating, never giving up. We are Grunt Style, and this will defend. Get yours at gruntstyle.com.
MRN's Throwback Thursday, the greatest races in NASCAR history.
Richard Petty comes to the outside of Benny Parsons, and ladies and gentlemen, it will be Richard Petty victorious in the STP Dodge.
Listen Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on MRN.com or the MRN app.
Dale Earnhardt has won the Daytona 500.
On demand in the MRN.com Media Center or on iTunes and Google Play.
Jeff Gordon wins the Southern 500 and the Winston Noble $5 million bonus.
Throwback Thursday on MRN.com.
Like 'em or strike 'em, the inside line goes in for another side swipe. Here's Robbie Mays and Tyler Burnett.
Sideswipe's just not going to be as fun with Robbie around because the game was really made off of his habits. Trying to find women. Anyways.
And just for the record, Sideswipe, the home game, still has not been going well.
Anyways, Daryl, let's play some Sideswipe this week heading to the Texas Motor Speedway. Who do we got?
All right, let's start with Martin Truex Jr.
Oh, no, I want that one.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Martin Truex Jr. This one, folks, is easy. I'm swiping right on Martin Truex Jr. I don't think, this is going to sound weird, I don't think he's actually been as good this year as he was last year. I mean, this point last year, he had one win at this point last year, same as he does right now. But he was winning more stages last year. I felt like he was leading more laps last year. And this year it seems like Kevin Harvick is just taking all that glamour away from Martin Truex Jr. But I still think he's going to be a very good option here at Texas Motor Speedway. He's Mr. Mile and a Half, so there's no reason for you not to put him on your team this week. I haven't used him a lot this year. I still think I have 8 allocations left for him on NASCAR.com, so I'm going right on the 78 this weekend. If
you watch the show on a weekly basis, if you've taken our advice, you haven't started him at Martinsville, Phoenix, Daytona, a few other places because of weeks like this. Mile and a half racetracks are where you need to start. Truex, 506 total laps led. Well, he's led 49 or more in the last 4 races at the Texas Motor Speedway, 141 in the spring race in 2016 and 107 in last year's playoff race. Start him. Just don't even think about it. Start Truex.
For DraftKings purposes, I mean, he's won the pole the last 2 times we've qualified, and he started on the pole at Martinsville because qualifying was washed out. So if it's DraftKings, if he wins the pole, start him because he's going to have the opportunity to lead a ton of laps, 334 laps on tap Sunday at Texas Motor Speedway.
All right, who's next?
How about Kurt Busch?
Kurt Busch. All right, that's an interesting one.
It is.
Because out of the Ford camp, that's the one I'm probably going to stay away from. He might be good. You never know, really, until we roll into this place. His driver rating is 9th, average overall at 88.4. But if we go to what we've seen so far this year, all right, so he finished 8th at Atlanta. That's not horrible, I guess. Where else did he finish? I don't even think he was in the top 10 at Las Vegas. He finished 35th, so I'm probably going to swipe left on Kurt Busch. I think Clint Bowyer, I think Kevin Harvick are going to be better.
I'll say this about Kurt Busch. He scored points in 10 of the 12 stages this year. I think he could be. I don't think he's going to be very good.
He might get you some stage points.
He might get you some stage points, but I don't think he's going to be a top 5 car.
I'll probably save him for Richmond.
Yeah.
Because a couple years ago he whooped the field at Richmond.
Yeah.
Where else? Bristol, he's good.
He's good at Bristol.
So maybe those 2 racetracks you think about Kurt Busch. All right, who's next?
Austin Dillon.
Austin Dillon. Okay. So here's the thing about Austin Dillon. It seems like every time this year I've gotten Austin Dillon, I swiped no on him on the Daytona 500, and I was wrong. I swiped yes on him at Auto Club Speedway, and he finished 10th. But he's had some very, I'm not going to say questionable finishes this year, but he's been up and down. A place like Texas Motor Speedway, we see random drivers finish in the top 10. I could see Austin Dillon running well this weekend, so I'm going to swipe right on Austin Dillon.
I think he could be a value pick on DraftKings. He started 25th in Atlanta, finished 14th. I think he can pass some cars. 16th to 13th in Vegas at the Auto Club Speedway, if I can remember, he had a top 10. I think he definitely has some DraftKings value this week, along with the guy we're going to talk to today, Ty Dillon. But I'm not sure about Fantasy Live. I would probably agree with you on that.
Yeah.
All right, what else?
Okay. Clint Bowyer.
Clint Bowyer, actually one of my favorite Fords coming in to this weekend, besides Kevin Harvick, obviously. Bowyer, 9th to 3rd in Atlanta. Just historically, this year has been good at the mile-and-a-half racetracks And at the Auto Club Speedway, he was good as well. Of course, he won at Martinsville, but that doesn't really matter when we go to Texas. I'm probably going to swipe right on Clint Bowyer this week. Like I said, I think he's better than Kurt Busch. I think he could potentially be better than the Penske cars this week, though Ryan Blaney is probably going to have some speed this week at Texas, but I think Clint Bowyer could be your second forward.
His only top 10 in the last 9 races on mile-and-a-half racetracks was third at Atlanta earlier this year. I think he's going to come in wanting to do well. I think he's going to come in riding a wave of momentum, and I don't know if the party stopped since Martinsville. I agree with that. I'll swipe right on Bowyer.
He has no pressure anymore.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Right?
He's in the playoffs. He's got the win. And right now, they're just out there trying to get more stage points, more playoff points, and trying to get more wins.
All right.
Okay, who's next?
Ryan Blaney.
Ryan Blaney. I almost wrote down 21. He's in the 12 car this year. All right, so Ryan Blaney won, 2 stages of this race last year? Or once, whatever. He led a lot of laps in this race last year. Yeah, driving for the Wood Brothers. Now he's over at Team Penske. I think Blaney could be a good choice this weekend. He's on my plus side this week. He finished third at Martinsville. Has finished 16th or better in every race this season, and won top 10 in 6 career starts at Texas. That was in the fall of last year. I think he's going to be good. I think they came out the first handful of races this year. I don't think they ran as well as they wanted to. But obviously Team Penske has been running well so far this year. So I'll swipe right on Ryan Blaney, sure.
Yeah, I think Team Penske is excited to get back to the mile-and-a-halves.
Yep.
Because they actually showed a lot of speed at Atlanta and Las Vegas. Brad Keselowski historically is fantastic at the Texas Motor Speedway.
He is.
480 total laps led. He led 312 laps in the fall of 2015. There are 334 laps in this race. So, barring cautions, he pretty much led everything.
Yeah. And it wasn't until he got passed by Jimmy Johnson with like 6 laps to go, or else he would have won that race.
Yeah, he seems to do that for some reason.
Yeah.
But in the last 10 races, Brad has not won here, has he?
No, I don't think so.
I'll just throw you on the spot. I don't think he has.
I don't think he has.
At least looking at my list here.
No, he's not.
But Joey Logano has.
Yes.
2014.
Yes.
The Duck Commander 500.
Yeah.
So Team Penske, I think, will be pretty successful this week, but I think Kevin Harvick, Clint Bowyer are going to be better. Maybe even Eric Almirola.
I think Almirola is going to be good too.
All right, what else we got, Daryl?
Is
that it?
Last but not least, Eric Jones.
Eric Jones, that's an intriguing one. I didn't even have a list to talk about Eric Jones today. For some reason, he seems to be a little down this year. 10th at Atlanta, so he's got a top 10 in the mile-and-a-halves. And that's about it for Eric Jones this year. I'm going to swipe left on Eric Jones. There are better Toyotas. Denny Hamlin is great at Texas Motor Speedway. Kyle Busch has been really good at mile-and-a-half racetracks this year. He seems to be contending every week. What does he have? 6? How many races have we had this year?
6?
So 5 of them's been second-place finishes for Kyle Busch or something like that this year?
He finished 25th in the Daytona 500, 7th at Atlanta, 2nd at Phoenix and Las Vegas, and Martinsville he was 3rd at Fontana.
So he's pretty good.
He's been pretty good.
I would probably think about Kyle Busch. So just short, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., maybe think about Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski. Those are probably the 4 or 5 I like the best.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I said earlier in the first segment I really think Kyle Busch is going to be good this weekend simply because he's mad. He's been mad for 2 weeks that he did not win at Martinsville. He had a chance to chase down Clint Bowyer, and he just couldn't get through lap traffic fast enough. So I think Kyle, and again, I've said this before on this show, when Kyle is mad, that's bad for everybody else.
All right, Robbie, what grinds your gears?
All right, let's hit it.
For the last time ever.
He's spewing venom and spitting nails. Time now for everyone's favorite curmudgeon as Robbie Mays presents Grinds My Gears.
Thanks, Jason. You know what really grinds my gears? Is the fact that this boy sitting next to me cannot put his phone on silent when we do this show. Here, there's this little button. There's this little button on the side of your phone, Tyler. It's the mute button, and now he's flicking things at me with a catapult. I knew you were going to do that. That's why I didn't want it over there. Turn your phone off. Whoever's going to sit in this chair, Kevin, from now on, turn your phone off.
All right, you're done.
All right,
you're done. I'm cutting
That's
this one
it.
short. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! The entire office, the play-by-play here, the entire office is coming here and is throwing papers at Robbie. Oh no! Quitter.
Let's go to break.
Let's go to break. We'll be back with Ty Dillon.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Grunt style. The American fighting spirit is in everything we make. We are 500 patriots and veterans strong, bringing clothing manufacturing back to the United States of America. Always moving forward, never retreating, never giving up. We are Grunt style, and this we'll defend. Get yours at gruntstyle.com.
Hi, I'm Rob Tanner, inviting you to the all-new America's Tailgate Party NASCAR USA. The sound is updated with fresh features and more of the voices you hear at the racetrack each week. The one thing that hasn't changed, it's 2 hours of the hottest hits in country music as we get you ready to go racing. So join us for the brand new edition of America's Tailgate Party, NASCAR USA, at the same place right here on the Motor Racing Network.
Welcome back to the Inside Line. Here are your hosts, Robbie Mays and Tyler Burnett.
Well, after that madness, we need a cleanup on aisle 6.
We need a cleanup on aisle 5.
There's a lot of pieces of papers laying around from the entire office.
Yes.
We're now joined by Ty Dillon, the driver from Germain Racing, who drives for Geico, the 13 car. You have probably won some money from him, let's just be honest, in DraftKings, because I have. So Ty Dillon is on the line. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing good, guys. Thanks for having me on. And, I enjoyed that quite a bit last year. Everybody was telling me how much they had won off me. We, when you switch to real life, unfortunately, we didn't qualify very well, but we were always charging through the field. And, I know in the fantasy NASCAR game, that's a great thing. So that was kind of a fun thing to listen to people's stories and how much I had won them. And being a big-time DFS guy myself as far as playing baseball and football is pretty fun.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. What do you like to play on DFS?
I pretty much baseball, football, and basketball. Baseball season obviously just started, so I've been really hitting that hard. But football and baseball I've probably been the most successful at. I enjoy playing basketball over on FanDuel. But those are pretty much the three I play.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Ty, I mean, I've been playing fantasy football for years, but it seems like the last 3 or 4 years, ever since DraftKings became a big thing, it seems like NASCAR's up. They have golf. They have esports now. It seems like this is taking our enjoyment of sports to a completely new level. And for me, it seems like NASCAR is almost more fun to watch now because you have skin in the game if you're playing these fantasy games.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing for our sport, and then the more statistics that we can provide for the fantasy game, the more exciting it'll be throughout the race. And I think we can even do more yet as a sport, as far as trying to get the pit crews incorporated in the game, as well as statistics that that NASCAR sends out to us as teams. I think there's more stats that we could add to add more points, and that just makes the game even more exciting. So. It's really cool to see the involvement growing as far as fantasy in NASCAR, and looking forward to what the game's going to evolve to. It's doing a great deal for our sport.
Your brother won someone a lot of money in the Daytona 500, didn't he? Like $500,000 or something ridiculous like that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he did. Somebody's got to win that.
Yeah.
For him to win the race, somebody had to have a big win too. So that's kind of the cool thing about it is when you have a good day, is like I was saying earlier, to hear some of the stories about people that you helped win a lot of money. So that's a really fun part about the fantasy game as far as being a athlete in the sport that is being used.
Well, speaking of winning people money this weekend, I got a little choked up right there. We're going to Texas Motor Speedway. They redid the racetrack last year. There's still some similar characteristics to the old Texas versus the new Texas Motor Speedway. So who is going to win us money this weekend? Who is Ty Dillon putting on his fantasy team this weekend?
I hope it's me. I think it's a little bit unique going to Texas because of the repave. And if you're following Twitter, they've had the tire dragging out there. A lot of us drivers have been begging for them to run the tire dragging across from the bottom all the way to the top so we can have a wider racing groove. It's been really hard to pass there last year. Because it was pretty much what we call a one-lane racetrack. And it took somebody to really mess up to be able to pass them. So hopefully the groove's a little bit wider. We saw it widen out a little bit in the second race to where you could do a little bit of 2-wide racing. So hopefully as we continue to go there, the groove will continue to widen out, and you'll see more passing, which allows someone who didn't qualify as well, who might get an advantage at the end of practice and start the race good and be able to drive up through the field and have a better shot at winning you some fantasy points. So I think the thing for Texas Motor Speedway is to pay attention to the racetrack and see if the groove, which is the darker part of the surface where the rubber's being laid down, is getting wider and wider as practice sessions go on. And if you see drivers saying that they feel like it's going to be a racetrack or not, that's something to really pay attention to this weekend. And I think you would change your strategy from looking for the guys who are going to run the fast laps and lead laps to, if the groove's wider, there might be more guys coming from the back to the front. So, and it's all about game theory and being as prepared as you possibly can for any situation. I think that's how you're going to win this weekend at Texas.
Definitely. How much weight can we put in Atlanta and Las Vegas and racetracks we've already been to this year, the Auto Club Speedway, particularly those three? How much weight can we look at those results and use those for our teams this weekend?
I think Atlanta and Auto Club are pretty much their own entities. They're quite a bit different tracks than every other racetrack. Even Homestead to Auto Club is quite a bit different. And then Atlanta it's a very unique mile and a half. Now, if they repave it, we might get all back on the same idea, but I think Atlanta's quite a bit different game. I think you look at Vegas will be the closest example to what Texas will be, but yet Vegas is getting rougher and wearing out more. So I think the guys that were good at Vegas will probably be good at Texas again. Obviously Martin Truex, Kyle Busch, and Kevin Harvick have been really dominant this year. So I think you look at the Vegas results for a little bit of preparation, but I think the biggest thing is going to be watching practice speeds, because the surface is so new, so the practice speeds won't vary too much, but there is one variable coming into play that it's going to be a little bit cooler on Friday and Saturday than what it's supposed to be on race day Sunday, and the sun's going to be out a little more. So the track could change, but the guys who are fast in practice and qualifying are going to be fast in the race too. It's just the nature of the track not falling off much and having a lot of grip.
So you have this new vlog this year that you started on YouTube, and I watch it every week. It's so good.
Oh,
you guys do a phenomenal job. I don't know who produces it. Maybe you can give them credit here in a second, but for producing that. I noticed in Atlanta you were particularly pretty disappointed in your qualifying effort, and I was happy in your qualifying effort because I got to start you and win some points. So thank you for that. But anyways, tell us about your vlog and how people can listen to it. Watch it. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You can just type in Ty Dillon or The Ride on YouTube, and it's been very fun. And this offseason, just wanted to do something to open up to the fans, let them know me, let them see the behind the scenes and the frustrations and the realness of what actually goes on in a driver's life. And then also being a father and other interests in my life. We've done every single racetrack, and we're going to continue to do that throughout the rest of the year. It's been a lot of great feedback. And then we also went to South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, which is something that I'm passionate about outside of racing. I'm sure there'll be a lot of other sports things that we get into, but it's just opening up my life to my fans and the fans in general in NASCAR, give them an opportunity to learn me as a person and figure out whether they like me or not. I'm definitely opening myself up, and it's been a lot of fun. My wife and my daughter are on there, and you get to see things like frustration after Atlanta qualifying and qualifying in general this year. There's been a lot of talk, I guess, on the vlog from me, just explaining that the way we've qualified in the last year and a half isn't really acceptable to what I want to be doing, and it's frustrating, and it gets you down at some points, and it makes it harder in the race when you don't qualify good. But it's all part of a building plan, and we're continuing to get better as a team. Our finishes are slowly getting better and better, and as we do that, we'll continue to get to where we want to be by the end of the season. And it makes it fun, and pretty much just documenting everything that's going on in my life, and I'm really enjoying it. It's Joseph Beckham's the one who is doing all the videography and producing it himself. He's 22, and him and I met up this off season. He's been doing a great job, and we're just having a lot of fun with it. It's really growing organically and becoming something really cool that I think a lot of people are appreciating.
Very good.
All right, Ty, really quick. Who's going to be wearing the cowboy hat in Victory Lane on Sunday at Texas?
I don't know. I hope it's me. I hope it's if it's not me, I hope it's one of our teammates. But Harvick was really good at Vegas. He's been really strong this year. The Fords have been strong. Truex, you can't count out at the 1.5 miles. He's just been very dominant. Kyle Busch has run second every single weekend, it feels like. So, but I hope it's a Chevy or one of my teammates first, and then those guys have been pretty strong this year.
Very good. Thanks so much for joining us, Ty. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Ty Dillon, everyone, from Germain Racing, a very talented person, not only a race car driver, but it's cool to see his life in the vlog that he has. You need to check it out, Robbie. It's really good.
He's a really down-to-earth person, really genuine person, and we're happy to have him on our show. Let's go to break.
All right, let's go to break. Back with Under the Rock here on the Inside Line Fantasy Racing Show. Oh, goodness. Oh, man.
If your wiper blades are worn and streaking, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and save $8 instantly on a pair of Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. Improve visibility and save money with Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. Plus, take advantage of our free wiper blade installation. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Grunt style. The American fighting spirit is in everything we make. We are 500 patriots and veterans strong, bringing clothing manufacturing back to the United States of America. Always moving forward, never retreating, never giving up. We are Grunt style, and this we'll defend. Get yours at gruntstyle.com.
Hello, race fans. It's that time of year again. It's time to make your plans to be at Pocono Raceway this June. Visit PoconoRaceway.com for complete ticket information. Catch the NASCAR Xfinity Series Pocono Green 250 Saturday, June 2nd, where kids under 12 get in free. And don't miss the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series Pocono 400 Sunday, June 3rd, with adult tickets starting at $45 and kids ages 12 and under, tickets are half price. Get all the details and more information by going to PoconoRaceway.com or call 1-800-RACEWAY.
Live your life up under a rock, or are you Tyler Burnett?
Welcome back to the Inside Line Fantasy Racing Show. We're going to Texas Motor Speedway this weekend. Don't forget our friends at the Performance Racing Network have coverage of the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500 on Sunday. All right, so we've already done the thing.
I won last week, didn't I? So what am I, like 3-4?
It doesn't matter. So this week it's a photograph of an actor portraying a character. I need you to name either.
Wait, say that again.
It's a photograph of an actor portraying a character on television.
So I got to say the actor.
The actor, the character, anything. So Daryl and Jennifer, let's cue it up and let's play one more time. Under a Rock or Tyler. Who is that person?
You guys will hit me now. I don't know. Oh, man. I guess I have to make a guess. Is that guy from the Dukes of Hazzards?
No.
Boss Hogg? Is that his name? Oh, no. My drum set's gone. Oh, man. Boss Hogg.
That was Larry Hagman portraying J.R. Ewing from the TV show Dallas.
Never heard of any of those things.
Dallas actually debuted on CBS 40 years ago this week. And we're going to Dallas this weekend. Rango.
Let's go. I've never heard of any.
My dad threw that rock and he nailed you and the drum set. All right, come on, Rango. We're behind. Running over.
His picks better not be good this week. I'm trying to chase him here in the fantasy standings.
Speaking of chasing him in the fantasy standings, come here, Ringo.
What?
Speaking of chasing him, we have more footage of you trying to chase him.
Well, neither are you very mature. Now listen, get this thing.
Fighter ain't a farmer.
Come on, go on and get him. Get him. Come on, what's the matter with you?
This has music. Or is it the last one?
The last one had music, I think. Oh, Lord. All right, Rango's picks. for Texas Motor Speedway. Joey Logano, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski. His garage driver is Ryan Blaney. Pole winner, Joey Logano. Stage 1 is Truex. Stage 2 is Larson. The winner is Truex, and manufacturer is Toyota.
His winner is Truex?
Is Truex.
Dang it.
Yeah.
So sick of that dang chicken.
I know.
All right, who's your winner?
Kyle Busch. I don't even have to change the graphic from Martinsville.
Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch.
Man, what? See, this is the problem. I always have to pick last.
Wah. Sorry.
Okay, so Kyle Busch is gone. Kevin Harvick's gone. Truex is gone. Who's left here?
About 35 other guys.
I'll go Brad Keselowski.
Don't have to change the graphic from Martinsville either.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really no one else.
Well, I mean, historically, Jimmy Johnson will be a good pick here. I don't think he's going to be great.
No.
Chase Elliott has, 4 straight. He's never finished outside the top 10 in 4 starts here. I don't think he's going to be that great. So
Keselowski has 2 6th-place finishes, or 2 top 6 finishes in mile-and-a-half racetracks this year.
Yeah.
Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson was 1, 2, 3 at Las Vegas. 1, 2, 3 at Atlanta was Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, Clint Bowyer. So,
okay.
I don't know. It's going to be different.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Okay.
What do we got going on today?
Well, I'm waiting for them to open the door and come in here. We need better security in the studio.
Yeah. Thanks for your family coming by.
Yeah, that's
fun. You want to bring them in here?
Yeah, come on. Oh, boy, here we go.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, glitter bomb.
Thanks for your service.
Thanks for quitting.
This was mean.
Come on in here. Robbie's sister, Robbie's dad. His last show on the inside line. Oh man. 20. So what are you doing this week? Just hanging out?
Just hanging out. Mom had to work, so she couldn't come up here. There is glitter everywhere.
Oh man.
Thank you, folks. Follow me on Twitter at Robbie Mays. There's glitter down my back now.
We'll talk about NASCAR even when it's not here. So we'll see you then.
Later, guys.
Next week.